Hello and welcome to another episode of Breaking Mayberry, the show that just got its booster shot and is feeling funky.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
That's actually just me. I got that third Moderna, that funky cold Moderna, in my arm today, and I'm happy we've got a guest.
Yeah,
because someone's gonna have to do the heavy lifting for me. Someone's got to be podcast dad. Daddy's got a headache.
Certainly not me.
In the studio with us today, I'm one of your hosts, I'm Marty Schneider.
Other host, Dan Ludwig.
And in the studio with us today is a man who you've heard if you are a Patreon subscriber, the host of Comic Book Junto and Man Thing Minute, burlesque host and vaudevillian under the name Flirt Vonnegut.
You haven't
General
lived
Bon
till you've
Vivant
seen this guy do a pratfall.
General Bon Vivant and Man About Town. He's a very talented ventriloquist.
Yeah.
No. Mr. Adam Teterus. Adam is not actually a ventriloquist as far as I know.
Hey, I'm not a ventriloquist. And also, that's not me talking.
Hey.
Oh, that's a guy sitting next to me who's been talking for me all of my 34 years on this planet. That's right. Hey, Marty, I could tell from the smoothness of that introduction that you wrote that down and you read it line for line.
Oh, for sure. 100%.
We definitely didn't want you stare off in the distance for 5 seconds trying to come up with something.
You know, every podcast has its own thing, and I wasn't sure from listening historically, is it appropriate for me to speak before introduction or shall I wait? And I opted for the latter. I wanted as much prestige. I wanted as much build-up as possible, which meant I watched the stumble, tumble, roll down the hill introduction of it's your boy Flirt Vonnegut.
Ordinarily, I ask people beforehand, but you've already been on the show, kind of, on our Patreon episode, so behind a paywall.
Yeah.
And to be honest, like I kind of just let guess. Your fiance, when we had your fiance Timmery on the show, she just talked.
Yeah.
She just she had already gotten out like a paragraph before I said her name. Like,
yeah, and don't they, fellas? And don't they? Huh?
Congratulations on
Thanks
that.
so much.
I don't think I've done that.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. It's pretty cool. It's a life event to have occurred since the last time I've talked with you. The bigger life event to discuss is that I am no longer behind a paywall.
Yeah.
Okay? This is it. I made it into the core canon.
Okay, so
that was like a tryout. We were like, we're not positive about Adam. We got to make sure we're going to test run him. We're basically going to use our Patreons as like a focus group, and we're going to see what they say.
And you took a year of data, and that was a year ago.
We had them do a Survey Monkey. They gave you a strong 70%.
I want to read the comments on that Survey Monkey.
There was one guy who was doing a real 12 Angry Men situation. But you made the cut.
Honestly, Adam, you should feel proud because what happened was we were saving you for Sweeps Week.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know, podcasts how podcasts have Sweeps Week.
Sure, absolutely. Understood.
I don't even know if that reference line. I don't know if television doesn't have Sweeps Week anymore because you can watch all television at all times forever.
Yeah. No, I don't think it is. Although if it has any nostalgia attached to it, it will be a thing on Netflix soon. There will be like a Netflix Sweeps Week.
Yeah.
But it's a gritty reboot.
Oh, you know what? We do have that bullshit, but it's all manufactured. It's like Disney Plus Day.
Yeah.
That's right.
Like, that was last week.
Which was last week, yeah.
By the way, Dan and I had, like, we really did think about just, like, messing with you forever and just promising that we'd bring you on and bring literally all of your friends and family and never you.
Who is it? It's Kimmel. Kimmel has that with Damon, yeah. So I can be the Matt Damon to Breaking Mayberry.
Dan, you said you had something to talk about.
Okay, yeah. So this might be nothing. Basically, I gotta run this by you to ask if this is anything.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man, nothing we've said so far has been anything.
Good setup so far.
Okay.
Dan, you're killing it.
Yeah. So this This happened last weekend, and it has kind of haunted me ever since. So I went to the convenience store on my corner to just get snacks. And as I was going in, two, like, young teenagers, like 11, maybe 13, walked in right after me. And they...
Was never a good thing.
Hold on. Is this like the end of The Wire situation?
No. I mean...
Okay.
Kind of. I haven't seen the end of The Wire. I've been lying about it since like 2007. But they walked in after me, and they went up to the counter, and the one kid asked, "Can I buy sparklers, or do I need an ID?" And the store owner, who doesn't speak a lot of English, and she kind of like looked at me and looked at him, and the implication was, I don't know the answer to that, and therefore it's no. But if you hadn't said anything, I would have completely sold you sparklers. They're fucking sparklers. So he got into this whole thing of, if I call my grandma on the phone and she gives you permission, can you sell me sparklers? And she was like, again, no, because this is feeling like some sort of sting operation.
Yeah, like a secret shopper thing happening.
And so the kid kind of like argued with her and then left in a huff. And the important detail is that the entire time this thing was happening, the kid was wearing a hoodie, and on the front of it, it just said, "I heart hot moms." And the fact...
Don't we all?
The fact that the child was wearing that hoodie at all bewildered me. But then the child did the youngest thing I've ever seen someone do, which is get themselves carded buying sparklers. And the entire time wearing a hoodie about how much he hearts hot moms.
Getting themselves carded by narking on themselves.
Yes.
Here's what you didn't understand.
Is this a TikTok trend? Is this like maybe this was a thing, that he was participating in?
Hey, this is the failing to buy sparklers challenge.
here's what you didn't understand, and here's what you didn't pick up on. You saw a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
What was actually there underneath the I Heart Hot Mom's hoodie was a 6-year-old on top of another 6-year-old.
Oh, yeah.
that makes their hearting of hot moms worse, if not better.
Operation Hot Mother. That's what that situation was. Okay.
The I Heart Hot Mom's hoodie is the only thing that they could find that would cover both of them.
Yeah, right.
Because they got it at the New Jersey State Fair, or their uncle did.
And they're only 6 years old, so, they don't really grok the concept of a myth,
barely literate.
So
basically.
They didn't know what was happening otherwise. This does remind me of...
Mom, I'd like to be friends with.
This reminds me of a conversation that I delight in, which is times when you see someone wearing a truly inappropriate shirt, like so mind-bogglingly inappropriate that it sort of comes back around and becomes awesome. In a truly terrible way. I'm not endorsing this. I think of a time that I was out in the Poconos. I was visiting some friends and we were hiking. And I can't remember where it was. I think it might have been Hickory Run. I feel like that's one of the areas you can go hiking in the Poconos that's popular. And you could choose from a series of different trails. And each trail has a different difficulty and it takes X amount of time, right? So we're getting ready to choose a trail. We've got a group of individuals, and there are a lot of people at this hub choosing their trail for the day. And there is a teenage couple. I say teenage, they may have been, who knows, 20. I don't actually know. I can't read the age of anyone at all. But
it's gone. That ability is just gone.
It's impossible.
Yeah, I'm going to say they were anywhere between 15 and 22. I don't know.
Ooh.
They looked young. So
you know what the correct situation is when you're having that conversation is just not engaged at all.
Well, so here's the thing.
Protocol there is to not talk to those people.
Here's another reason why I did not talk to those people. It's a couple, boy and a girl, and the boy was wearing a black T-shirt and reminded me a lot of some of the black T-shirts with pithy sayings that I would buy when I was a teenager, and I would buy that sort of apparel from Hot Topic. And the T-shirt said, and he's with his girlfriend, I presume. The T-shirt said, "My dick smells like chapstick." And I thought, now, who dressed... Now, hold on. We're going hiking today, and you're in an outdoor public area. You know what your shirt says. You want someone to know this. Did you get the like? Oh, was this a gift? Is this the my dick smells like chapstick challenge? Like I was confounded, and I couldn't do anything but think about that young man with his T-shirt that says because it's incriminating, isn't it? And I don't want to be sex negative, but I wasn't prepared to encounter that statement.
Okay, let's break down what that T-shirt is telling you, because basically what it says is two things. One, I get head, and two, my girlfriend has chapped lips.
Well, I think this is kind of a limited purview here, because I wanted to tell this young man, I said, that's so crazy. I have a T-shirt that says, I apply chapstick to my dick. And we kind of, sort of the same thing, but different. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, gentlemen, I just went ahead and put in a, incognito window, typed in my dick smells like chapstick.
Did you find it?
Well, I just wanted to be like, is this a fucking, like, is it a meme? Because one time I was at the Iowa State Fair and I was picking out funny T-shirts at the Iowa State Fair, and I saw a kid wearing I assumed it was like a youth group thing, and he was wearing a T-shirt that said "Virginity Rocks," and it was in the Stranger Things font. And I was like, that's the funniest fucking shirt I've ever seen. But then I Googled it and I was like, oh, this is like the slogan of some stupid YouTuber or whatever.
Yeah.
So
I thought you were going to tell me it was like a hiking trail in Montana.
Yeah, I love this. I'm all about this. So is it a meme?
No, that'd be great if you were from the Virginity Rock. So anyway, I typed in "my dick smells like chapstick." I guess there's a song by a band called Emily's Toy Box. No, that can't be right. And I think, and now I'm on Amazon.com, on Amazon Fashion.
And it's in your shopping cart now?
It's in my shopping cart.
Okay.
Here's the thing. I think it's supposed to be a matching couples shirt.
Yeah, it seems that way. It's sort of like a...
I'm looking at the complimentary part, which says, "I'm the reason his dick smells like chapstick."
Okay, that's lazy writing.
That's nothing.
That's lazy writing.
That's nothing.
Yeah.
That's not a gag.
Because
also,
now look, hold on. I don't want to be Don Draper about it, but here's my vision. My dick smells like chapstick, and then the other shirt says, my lips smell like dick, and then in parentheses, and are chapped. Yeah, but so you kind of cover all the bases there? Yeah.
And then just in parentheses, I have a lot of stuff going on right now.
It's sort of a make 7 up your situation where you've got the front and the back. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's an extreme...
Pretty good, right?
Yeah. Just a family of 4 just out enjoying nature and then just being like, well, we all know about that young man's penis right now.
Yeah, yeah.
But by the way, in the customers also considered these styles on Amazon is a black T-shirt that reads, "I shaved my balls for this," and next to that is, "I hate being sexy, but I'm a chubby bearded man, so I can't help it."
I actually really like that one, and I want to do Mad Libs on that.
Guys, I have to say, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shirts in this category I've almost considered, and a full 50%, 4 of them are different variations of "I shaved my balls for this."
That is
in different fonts and different typefaces. One says "I shaved my nuts," but
we talked a little bit about this off the mic, but I just suffered through the live action Cowboy Bebop on Netflix.
Oh, I can't wait to see how this ties in.
Here it is.
Can't wait to see this segue.
In a later episode, spoilers, in a later episode, Vicious and Spike Spiegel have a conversation about shaving their balls.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Yes.
By
That's
the way,
a product.
By the way, also at the Iowa State Fair, I saw T-shirts, an old man wearing a T-shirt that said, "Iowa, the answer to the eternal question, who is drinking all the Busch Light?" Which I thought was a very long slogan for a T-shirt. T-shirts need to be like 4 words. If your T-shirt's going to have anything on it, it's got to be real brief.
No, I really like that genre of shirt that I think are procedurally generated to have as many details as possible. Like, my boyfriend is a raging 10-foot-tall cat person from Pandora, and when he gets home and demands a Busch Light, I have to obey him, and we're getting married in August 2015.
I love that it's like it's pulled from like your Google data, so they're like
Yes.
completely randomly generated. So it'll be like, yeah, that's right. I'm an Iraq vet with IBS, and my girlfriend has an Amazon Kindle in her shopping cart, and she'll
right.
freaking murder you if you look at our cat. Like,
I actually really dig it. I'm a fan. I won't knock that. That's a good genre of shirt.
I was trying to figure out how to buy one. I
Yeah.
was like combing the internet for where you can actually get one of them intentionally.
Yeah. Dan texted me. He was like, "Do you know where I can find one of those to make it?" And I was thinking, there's got to be like a generator or whatever,
Yeah.
right? But it's like,
Well, you
okay,
can't
okay.
get that on like Zazzle. I feel like that's what that's for, right? For Cafe
So
Press.
Dan, was your plan to like buy them for Christmas presents?
Yeah.
That's a good idea. It is a
Was
good
it
idea.
going to be my Christmas present?
Yes.
Mm.
Yes, 100%.
What was it going to say?
God, it was going to be like, yes, I'm a podcaster and proud of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fucking
That
owned
was the
owned me, bitch.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm a podcaster. My girlfriend is a librarian, and if you talk shit about my fantasy football team, she'll effing murder you.
Yeah, my fiance is a librarian, and my podcast focuses on the Andy Griffith Show, and my dick smells like chapstick. And then at the very bottom it says, "Any questions?"
They all end in someone will freaking murder you.
Yeah, they're all very aggressive. They're all very violent.
Yeah, they all end in a threat to that no one will ever find your body.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh.
Mondays, am I right?
Also, listen, I'm going to cut this. Marty, cut this for fucking sure. But, like, I know that everyone uses chapstick at some point in time. But for me, advertising your use of chapstick basically says, I am a girl who is not old enough to wear lipstick yet. Like, I remember, like, all the lip smackers chapsticks and stuff.
No,
So-
look, I say, some people
Like,
just.
I got some weird creep vibes off of that. More
There's
than the
nothing wrong with
intended
moist
ones.
lips. You gotta hydrate your lips.
Yeah, I guess it wasn't like my dick smells like lip smackers.
Yeah.
Oh,
If-
that's good
if it-
too.
if-
That's a
if
good
it was
genre
my-
of t-shirt. My
if it
dick
was
smells like Welch's Concord grape. Like, what? What's happening there? What exactly happened there? Yeah. Or like, my dick smells like turtle food. Huh?
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you'd want to advertise that your dick smells like something pleasant and nice, right? Like,
I don't know. Not if you're trying to send a message that you don't want people to mess with you.
my dick smells like fresh linens in the summer.
My dick smells like Philadelphia in the summertime. No, it's not.
oh,
good.
that's the vent guy T-shirt.
Yes.
That's
All of this
All right.
was a build up for me to make this joke. That's called a Burt's BJ. That's
Oh shit, that's
yeah,
good.
That's I just wanted to make sure that I could get that phrase in
Oh,
there.
I'm
I'm-
so
I'm-
sorry.
I'm very glad that we did this.
Yeah.
I'm very glad. Adam,
Yeah.
we gave you a choice. I gave you a whole list of Andy Griffith Show episodes.
Allegedly.
This is the one. I have chat records to prove it.
Mhm.
This is the one you chose.
Yes.
Why?
No idea. Threw a dart at the board. I think, given the ability to watch any episode of the Andy Griffith Show, I'm looking for interesting language in the episode description because
Yes.
I am going on nothing else. I have a distinct unfamiliarity with the Andy Griffith Show. I know it as a concept in pop culture, in the annals of pop culture, but apart from knowing the name Opie, apart from knowing the name Barney Fife, nothing comes to mind. So when you gave me this list, of course, I think the idea as an entertainer, as somebody who wants to have fun, I'm looking for the goofiest premise. And, realistically, they're all kind of goofy, but they're also painfully mundane.
Yeah.
So when you said Shoplifters, I thought, okay, let's go with that one. Shoplifting. Let's see someone commit a crime in
Yeah.
Mayberry.
This also answers my normal next question, which is, what do you know of the Andy Griffith Show? Today's episode is Season 4, Episode 21, The Shoplifters.
Yeah.
Airs March 2nd, 1964. Written by Bill Edelson and Sam Beaubrick, and I'm saying that confused because we've never seen these guys before.
Okay. I imagine it's usually, you have one scribe and you have gotten
no. There's 1,000 on this show.
Okay.
We've started like identifying who does what. So Bill Edelson and Sam Beaubrick, who we've never seen before. I don't think we're ever going to see them again. So you picked
they died after this episode.
Yeah. Let's go ahead. Literally, when I clicked on Bill Idelson's Wikipedia entry, the second sentence is Idelson died in 2007 from complications due to a hip injury.
I think he was shot to death in Ed's department store by Asa, the security guard.
Yeah, so
you're right what you know, and he knows brutal homicide.
Here is your directed by Kobe Ruskin. Here is your one-sentence summary from Wikipedia. Barney goes undercover as a mannequin to find a shoplifter at Weaver's department store. And here's what I love about... See, I understand exactly like your logic, Adam. Like, you were like, that sounds wacky. But the problem is that whoever writes these Wikipedia descriptions has a real tendency to take something that happens in the episode and present it as though that is the episode.
In this case, it would be the thumbnail of the episode.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is depicting Barney Fife as a mannequin.
Yeah, you have to take a very long walk to get to that part. I don't think that's the plot.
A tense game of cat and mouse between two men, one of which is maybe about to die.
That's right.
Yeah.
Although I will say, like, we take a long walk. The mannequin reveal did make me laugh.
Mm-hmm.
The mannequin bit was funny.
Oh, I don't want to get it twisted. I chuckled throughout the episode. I found myself I wasn't sure how to enter into this experience because I was thinking, I know the premise of the show, guys. I know that we're here to like, analyze what's happening and tear it apart and look at like how miserable and gendered and racist and pro cop this stuff is. I fully understand.
Not all the time, but yeah.
But but this is just sort of like what we're going to do. And I surprised myself because I was thinking the whole time, I was like, wow, Don Knotts really was a great physical comedian. And I was just enjoying watching these guys play. And to some degree, I think I enjoyed my time watching. There's some
you picked a good
weird
one.
Shit in this episode for sure. The whole subplot about Myra.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we're gonna go there, but like for the most part, I laughed throughout.
You picked a solid episode.
Yeah.
I mean, we're almost about to just do ratings before they do the.
Andy, it's got to be a 10 for me, guys. Thanks for having me on the show.
All right,
now
so
back to t-shirts.
Let's get into this. All right. So the episode opens up with Barney and Andy sitting in the cop car, basically just gossiping.
Just chilling. Yeah.
Just talking shit about people as they walk by. Like, the first thing we see is Barney's like, "Oh, that sweet old lady. She never complains that her husband is a terrible alcoholic." Like,
yeah. The implications of that were chilling. Actually.
Yeah.
Because he's like, oh, she's got plenty to complain about, because he drinks a lot. Okay, we know where you're going with this, Barney. This is a woman who is in danger, and I feel like you should do something about it.
Oh, there goes Mrs. Withers. Her life's a waking hell. Good for her. Good for her.
And then they change tone and make fun of that man's toupee instantly.
Yeah.
I had to rewind it a couple of times. They make fun of that man's toupee. I think the man they're making fun of, I think Barney says, "Oh, there goes Dick Crenna."
Oh, hi, Dick.
Shit.
Yeah.
I had to rewind it, so I think that's what he says is Dick Crenna, who is a director on the show, who is a guy, like Dick Crenna is the name of a guy who directed multiple episodes
That
of
is
this.
wonderfully shady. I like that.
And if you go in his Wikipedia, he died in a brutal toupee-related fatality.
Wow.
He also went on to play like the general in the Rambo movies.
Oh, okay.
That's Dick Crenna.
All right, cool. I like that. Anyway, I was curious about why they lingered on that joke. I wasn't sure if this was a denizen of Mayberry, but I like the idea of them kind of breaking meta here.
No, they were just making fun of another guy that works on the show.
I actually really dig that.
Yeah, I thought that ruled. And then finally we get to this long-standing, it's not even a B plot, a recurring gag. Barney's talking about a woman who runs a
lingerie store.
A lingerie store, but he pronounced it langerie.
Yeah. Yes.
Classic.
A langerie store, and he keeps saying, like, you ever heard what they said about her, right? And also her name is... like her name is Kuntz, right?
Her name is
Kuntz.
Myra Kuntz, yeah, which is
Kuntz,
definitely
but, like,
a Bart Simpson grade prank name. Yeah.
Yeah. And they keep going like, you're going to talk about, you hear what they say about Myra Kuntz, right? And Andy's like getting excited because he's going to hear something dirty. And it's a recurring gag throughout it that like Barney starts to tell it and he gets interrupted.
Yeah, that's right.
Throughout.
And like, so the story is just like, they do it in bits and pieces, like, you know what she did. And then the last one is just like, so this new guy came to town and then they get interrupted. But it's like, okay, so she fucked a guy? Like,
Right.
that's,
So what?
yeah. But they like lead up to like, oh, you know her? She's really hot and you know what she did? Oh shit, someone's coming. Like,
Yeah.
it's, the
You know
reoccurring
what she
bit is
did?
that they get kind of horny.
They
yeah,
really did. I mean, Barney was licking his lips. There was all kinds of wild stuff happening with Barney's face. And then they start getting into the joke. And, of course, the idea is they're going to say some salacious bit of scuttlebutt about Myra and what she likes or what she does. Or it reminded me a lot of an episode of Sopranos when they're making fun of, I think they're making fun of Junior because that like word goes around that he goes down on girls, right?
Yeah.
And there's just
But-
like a lot of that
wait.
talk,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And it reminds me a lot of that energy, but I was surprised to see this in the Andy Griffith Show. I guess I expected it to be a little more clinical, but it was bawdy.
Oh, boy, I'll tell you, Andy, all of this happened because of therapy and cunnilingus.
Wait, was that in the episode?
So anyway,
I'm
Was
just
it?
imagining Barney Fife getting really mad that Andy went down on somebody. Like, Andy, you can't do that. Your penis goes there, not your face. Oh, God.
I'm sorry for what I've done to this episode. I really tinged it. This episode smells like chapstick.
I mean, Barney 100% is obsessed with being a beta male, right?
Yeah.
Like, Barney 100% is, oh my God, we're actually going to discuss this now. Barney probably does do like a DJ Khaled thing. Like, he's just
No, say it ain't so.
Listen, man, when we say justice for Thelma Lou, we fucking mean it.
Oh, bummer. But he's got such an elastic face. Who knows what he can do? But what a bummer. I'm sad to hear this.
I know. Which, that thing that's definitely the top of everybody's list, which is a very elastic face that can take a great deal of punishment.
So Andy and Barney are waved over by Ben Weaver.
Yeah.
He's across the street. Great fucking cop work on these guys, because Ben is like desperately waving, like, come here. Listen, guys, we're all familiar with the difference between a high wave and a come the fuck over here wave.
Sure, yeah.
Right?
Although I'm saying, hey, Mr. Weaver, cross the fucking street, my man. You're in trouble. Just like go over and talk to the cops. What's going on? You were standing out there for 11 minutes.
He's just standing like 20 feet from them, shooting off signal flares, building SOS out of driftwood.
Should be noted, by the way, this is a different Ben Weaver than the Ben Weaver we've seen on this show multiple times, who is an old man.
Oh, he's been recast?
Oh, he's been recast
Okay.
because the original actor that played him died. I think that the, like, not in universe, but widely accepted explanation is that this is Ben Weaver Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because, like, he's a much younger man than, like, this man is probably in his mid-40s, and the other guy was at least in his 70s.
Mm-hmm.
So, whatever, this is Ben Weaver Jr., not important, but just for continuity's sake. They go over to Ben, and they say, hey, Ben, what's the deal? And Ben says, I'm being robbed. Barney, of course, takes out his gun immediately, and Ben's like, no, not right now. Like, but some people are stealing stuff from my store. What should we do?
And they're just kind of like, oh, man.
Yeah, great cops in this. I stopped that sentence because I was like, I don't remember.
Yeah, they just kind of go like, oh man, that sucks.
Yeah, wow, so sorry to hear that, man.
God.
Bad. Yeah, it is kind of funny. You know, I this is probably the first time that I chuckled maybe when Barney pulls his gun out immediately. I thought that was funny because, like, if we're going to look at it through the perspective of, you know, cops overreact, ACAB, then I found it like a really funny hyperbolic move of this man saying I'm being robbed. No threat has been identified whatsoever.
Yeah.
But Barney pulls out his gun and starts waving it around. And I thought that was great. I like Ben Weaver. He has a really crazy energy. He's somewhere between like Bobcat Goldthwait and the man who plays Francis from Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Oh, yeah.
He had this ability throughout the episode to just blow up and shriek in really interesting and funny ways, and each time caught me off guard. It's too much. He's always too much, but I thought it was really funny and cartoonish.
Each instance of him getting upset is like a snowflake.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah, and he can do like different volumes. Like he goes from like they're all like you said, they're all slightly too much, but like he does like little freakouts, and he does ones where he just goes fucking nuclear. It's awesome.
Yeah, he also kind of has a Paul Heyman thing from like the WWE, if you're familiar with that. But I kind of enjoyed him. He was.
That's who I was thinking
Paul
of.
Heyman.
Yeah. He also, I mean, all of these men all together kind of look like a sentient ham sandwich. So, anyway, they go inside the store. They kind of look around. They poke. They actually don't do a whole lot. Barney, of course, starts planning like his whole stakeout, his investigation, and things.
He also starts lightly shopping.
Right? Yeah, he starts picking up. Like they have this. They had so much filler. I'm going to say this again. They had so much filler in this. Like, I feel like there are a couple of scenes in this where it's just like, so what else we got around here?
Yeah.
We built this whole set.
Yeah.
Like, we've never seen this store before, so they built a whole set for this. So I guess we'll just wander around this LL Bean.
But I would say potentially the most confusing scene in the entire show was the one in which Barney was showing Andy the can opener with the tiny umbrella on it.
Yeah.
And then they make a crack about a woman I don't know, I assume is just someone that they know and is a character, and about how I suppose she has tiny hands, so it would make, or maybe she is tiny herself, so this tiny umbrella would keep her dry if it were raining, and she can, quote, open cans in the rain. I was confounded.
Adam, there is no established tiny hands character. That's just a thing they
hold on.
said.
You're trying to tell me that there's no, like, Lady Tiny Hands living in Mayberry? That's not just a recurring thing?
There's no Janet Tiny Hands and her husband Tom Tiny Hands. They don't exist.
This is some of the most dog shit improvisation I've ever seen. And I've seen some real shitty improv.
Are you talking about the show or us?
Yeah, you're totally right, Marty. It was. I wondered about the script and how much was improv versus what was outlined for the actors, because they do have natural chemistry, and there are a lot of times where they play off of each other great. And then in this, it does feel like one improv actor making an offer and the other one denying it. You know, it's like, is it, hey, look at this little can opener, is this anything?
As Dan has pointed out on this show, the greatest improv actors know that there are two tools. There's yes and then there's nah, fuck your thing.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
They have a conversation of like, hey, is this can opener with an umbrella anything? And the answer is definitively not really.
They do spend like 2 minutes on it, which feels like it drags.
The proper response to the proper way to use that prop is, hey, check this out. Can opener with an umbrella on it. Well, we're done. Goodbye. You saw the punchline. That's it.
In hindsight, maybe my favorite part of the entire episode. I thought it was brilliant work out of Don Knotts.
They put in work to try to sell that.
Yeah.
I kind of want to skip to the next interesting thing.
But the plot details, Marty.
Yeah.
I feel like you can skip to the next interesting thing, which is the scene where they're chasing each other. It's the duck season, rabbit season situation.
Fucking No Country for Old Men scene. Like,
right.
It's
we'll do this. So Barney later that night. Barney goes to the store when it's closed. Right.
Is this
Does
before or after?
Barney go there first, or
Barney goes
Weaver
first.
Go?
No. Weaver goes first.
Yeah,
and then Barney, and then Andy.
Yes.
Is this before or after they had the scene in the police in the office where Barney says, "You want to hear my theory?"
Yeah.
This is before.
Okay, got it.
This is before. I want to get to that theory, but yeah, Barney. So Mr. Weaver goes to check on his own store.
Yeah.
and he finds his night watchman Asa
Brini, the MVP of the episode. Get it right or pay the price. Asa Brini is here to protect and serve.
Asa Brini, who is a character from SpongeBob SquarePants, 100% that wandered into the show.
Asa Brini is a king, and I will not have you speak down on his name. I thought that guy was hysterical because I'm pretty sure he didn't know he was on a show. He was just an older man.
He just came with the set.
Here's the thing.
Extra $20, guys. I'll throw in this sleeping old man.
Look at this man. I'm going to hold it up to the camera. Look at this man. A king.
He is living the purest lifestyle anyone could, which is having a job where you sleep all day and you keep it by virtue of refusing to leave.
Yeah, I really like this guy, actually. He gets...
Here's something I need to tell you guys.
Yeah.
This is the third time we've seen Asa Brini on the show. And he keeps getting work as security guards in different places. We've seen him as a sleepy security guard at the bank. We've seen him as a sleepy security guard in front of a gold truck. Like, we've seen this dude. It's just they never call attention to it, but it's just a thing that this dude is a dog shit security guard, who has narcolepsy, and he keeps falling asleep and getting work in different places. So Asa is asleep this entire time.
Yeah.
He is sleeping his way up the ladder. Like, each job he gets, that was unintentional.
Yes. That was
his
dick smells like chapstick.
That was a moment of serendipity. I did not mean to do that.
His shirt says, "My dick smells like NyQuil." But for real, I stan Asa Brini, and I will go back and watch all of the Asa Brini. I want you guys to watch the Asa Brini cut.
Yeah.
Of the Andy Griffith Show.
Weaver goes in to check on his own thing. He finds his security guard asleep. He doesn't wake him up. He just kind of wanders around looking at his stuff.
That's
I guess
right. That was a strange choice.
Like Ariel, look at this stuff. I sell this shit.
Isn't it cheap?
Fuck it. Yeah, so he just kind of starts absent-mindedly wandering around his store while being mad.
Wait. Hank, can I take another shot at that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wait, are you going back to redeliver?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yes, I am. Yeah, you can do that.
Incredible.
Look at this stuff. This cheap bullshit. Can opener with an umbrella on it.
Oh.
Wouldn't you think that it's great if you have tiny hands?
Tom Tiny Hands. And his wife, Janet Tiny Hands.
Yeah.
Janet Tiny Hands. Yeah. All right, so he just kind of wanders around. Like, he makes it's very clear that there's no one there. Then Barney shows up because he sees
flashlight in the
flashlight.
Window. Yeah.
He sees Weaver's flashlight in the window.
Mm-hmm.
So Barney goes to investigate. Barney, I guess, doing good cop work at this point. He tries to look in the window. He doesn't see anything. He sees that the door is unlocked and open. He enters. And then for the next 5 minutes, we get to see these men stumble around in the dark, dodging each other and ducking around. And it's funny. It's genuinely good.
It's also, genuinely tense. Partially because,
one of them has a gun.
One of them has a loaded gun, and partway through, I forgot that you couldn't shoot someone in the face on the Andy Griffith Show. Halfway through, I was like, "Oh God, Asa might die. This could be how he goes out. Oh, this is gonna be a whole thing." There's a tense cat and mouse. They both think that they're about to die. So
well, it's very much like the gang from Scooby-Doo being chased by a monster, and then they run through the door, and then they come out the door, and they're chasing the monster. It's that sort of thing where they're looking to avoid and find the other person, but they are somehow managing to not see the other person. I thought that was fun. It's fun, stupid, physical comedy. I do want to comment on Don Knotts' squat game.
Incredible.
Because he was shuffling around in a truly hideous way.
He's crab walking. He's moving like the girl from The Ring.
Yeah. Great thighs on that little guy. And really, really awful to watch, though.
Yeah.
That weird shuffle was not pleasant.
Some real Cronenberg shit happening there. But also, to compliment the guy that plays Asa, he was moving. He, like, for a big guy, he was doing some...
I'm sorry, not Asa.
Oh, sorry. To compliment the guy that plays Weaver, he was moving. Like, he was, like...
Yeah, he was.
He was tumbling. He was doing some physical comedy. Like, for a big guy, it was, like, Chris Farley level.
Yeah, he was fun. He was having fun. That scene was a good time.
Yeah. And it's like a tense game of cat and mouse that ends with Andy just like kind of coming in, flipping on the lights, and Barney announcing that there were like 20 guys in there and he was in a standoff with them. Like, almost opening fire.
That was pretty fun. I like that when, the tension is cut with Andy just turning the lights on. That's it. And
Andy turns the light on. Asa gets up. Asa wakes up, and then
my man.
And then they have this argument, and Asa's just like a fucking dick about falling asleep on the job.
Oh, he's got a great line where they said, "You were asleep on the job," and Asa says, "I got up." And he did. Can't deny him.
It's true.
He's a king.
It was just like, did a robbery happen? No.
I mean, Asa was correct. There was no danger.
That's
and
right.
as soon as there was danger, he got up.
That's right.
Eventually.
Yeah.
After some stuff fell on him. And Also Asa also has a gun, so there are now two guns in the situation.
Yeah, everybody's got a heater in Mayberry.
Yeah. And this is when Andy announces his theory, which is that he basically says, okay, well, you know what? I think this pretty much proves that the robbery isn't happening at night, right? If the robbery was happening at night, they wouldn't take just some stuff. They wouldn't take just like one or two items. They'd take the whole thing. Mm-hmm. And then Ace is like, yeah, bitch. Look at that. It's not happening when I'm here. It's happening when you're here, Mr. Weaver. Mm-hmm. And Mr. Weaver's response should be, you're fired.
You can't fire Asa. He's an institution for some reason.
Okay, we play the game where we try to figure out how you could solve this without the cops being involved. Feel like this is an easy one. Clearly there's no threat at night and you're paying a man to sleep, so fire him and hire someone to just stand around and watch your stuff during the day.
Boom.
Like, feel like this is an easy solution. And then an old woman doesn't have to die in jail.
Wow, is that what we think? Is that how you're extrapolating the rest of the episode? Oh, dear.
It is Ace's fault that woman dies in prison. 100%. It is on his shoulders.
Damn.
So we'll get to this.
I think that was Ace's wife. That's my.
Oh, it was an inside job.
It was an inside job.
Yeah.
Oh shit. All right. So then we get to the scene where Barney and Andy are discussing Barney's theory, where Barney says he does. In true Barney Fife fashion, takes a long walk to get there. Makes everyone play games that no one's playing along with. But he basically says, hey, wait a minute. How do we know that Weaver isn't stealing his own shit to sell it on the side and get the insurance money? Which is a fine theory.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like, incredibly plausible.
It is also some classic cop bullshit, though. Of just like, you call the police because someone shot at the side of your house, and they're just like, well, how do we know you didn't shoot at the side of your house?
Yeah, you did it to yourself.
Yeah.
Not my problem. Yeah, sure. I really love that he did play that game, the yes or no question, and Andy responds what he's supposed to say, the name of Weaver's store. He's only allowed to say yes or no, so he responds with no. That was fun.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the cockamamie theory and the presentation of it, because you could tell that Barney was very proud of this and wanted to delight in the delivery of resolving the mystery. And I especially loved when he was clinging to his theories after this one fell flat. And you can hear him say very quietly, maybe it was Asa. I just thought that was terrific.
Wait,
Barney was basically trying to come up with the reveal of a better show. Like, this would have been the reveal on, like, Psych. But,
yeah, right. This was for the dick who they were making fun of with the toupee. They're like, yeah, I bet I could write a better episode than Dick, you piece of shit.
Wait a minute, hang on. I want to go back to Adam calling this theory cockamamie. I find this incredibly plausible. As a matter of fact, I was sitting there going with Barney being like, yeah, maybe.
Oh,
Andy,
okay, yeah.
Andy, I'm not saying I believe it, but I'm saying that, like, it's plausible enough that, like, someone should go, yeah, maybe, instead of what Andy does, which is say, No, that's not possible. He goes to church.
Yeah, no, come on. Look, he knows every hymn. What are you doing here? That is irrefutable evidence. My man loves and fears God. He's definitely not stealing can openers with tiny umbrellas on them.
And I should point out that the person they do find doing the crime, they go to great lengths to point out that she is an out-of-towner. She is not from here.
I hated that.
Yeah. Because nobody from here can do real crime. It's all criminals from Crime Island.
Australia?
They come over for their annual pilgrimages from Australia to do all the crime, and then they return back to Australia with their bounty.
Yeah, I love that the Andy Griffith Show has such a staunchly anti-Australian station. That's enjoyable.
They go on screeds against Australia constantly. It's one of their most weird recurring bits.
So we have the theory scene, which was delightful. I really enjoyed that quite a bit. And then Barney has a new plan, and this is the part where we got the summary of the episode with the mannequin.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Andy comes into the store and he says, "Hey Ben, have you seen Barney?" And Ben goes, "What? How the hell should I know where Barney is?" And Andy goes, "What? I sent him over here an hour ago. What? And then he's walking around, and the camera pans slowly to the side, past a mannequin wearing a dress, a mannequin wearing a suit, and then Barney staring and smiling and not moving with a rain jacket on and a fishing cap and just staring. Implying that he's been standing there for roughly 45 minutes.
So important.
Not blinking.
So important. I actually hit rewind and I watched the scene a couple times. Mm-hmm. The moment when the audience is clued in on what's happening and there's that pop of laughter is terrific.
Yeah.
Because you can hear a woman saying, "Would you look at that?"
Holy shit.
And I love it. I watched it 3 times to confirm that it wasn't happening elsewhere in my home. There wasn't another piece of media. Maybe it wasn't a patron in the store. But one of the people in the audience exclaimed, "Would you look at that?" And I fucking applaud that response. I wish more people would respond that way. I thought it was terrific.
I'm generally anti-laugh track, but if that was a thing that happened in all laugh tracks, I would be so much more on board. If during Seinfeld, someone was just like, "Oh, that's classic George."
That is one of the things that he does say.
Yeah.
We need more buttons on the laugh track, right? Right now there's only ha 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 and aw, but we need one for huh.
Yeah.
we need one for a good point.
Wait, one individual in the crowd who is a little louder than his peers and says, "Didn't see that coming." And I just thought that I've really that warmed me. I liked that a lot.
I think you can get a lot of usage out of this laugh track 2.0.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since we've updated the laugh track, fellas, and I feel like there need to be other responses. I don't always know how to feel when I see things, right? How will I know how to respond, how to react to something, unless you make it clear in GIF format later for me to use?
Yeah, that's right. That's
so
right.
So here's what I need. I need for other cues to happen, like when I'm watching, I don't know, Cowboy Bebop on Netflix, and I need to know how to respond to hearing Faye Valentine say, "Welcome to the ouch, motherfuckers."
Yeah.
Because my initial response is, "This sucks." But maybe if there was a button of a guy going, "That's hot," I would go, "Yeah,
cool.
That's the way I'm supposed to take this."
Yeah.
I'm supposed to think that's fun and sexy.
Well, that's fine. I'll contribute to that laugh track. I'll add my voice of saying "cool." Anytime you want to put it in there.
Just
cool.
Just laugh, 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 laugh. I'm into this. Laugh, 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 laugh.
Loving this. This also brought upon my second favorite character of the episode. So my first being Asa Brini.
I know
my second favorite. And you need to go in on this and tell me more about this fella. But my man, Leon.
Ready.
Leon!
The sticky boy. Yes.
The sticky boy.
Recurring character.
Really?
Although I will say he's not that sticky in this one. Somebody got him with a wet wipe.
Yeah.
So okay, here's Barney's cover is blown because Leon the sticky boy shows up. I don't think Leon has parents.
Leon might a feral cat, basically.
Leon is a small child in a cowboy outfit who offers a bite of his peanut butter sandwich to everyone that walks by.
I love it.
Moments.
I love it. I love it, especially since Andy's response was a very modest, no thanks, Leon.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like, what the hell is going on here?
No, because it's the third time that's happened to him this week. Like, this is all Leon does.
He just wanders from place to place offering people bites of his peanut butter sandwich like a saint.
Is Leon trans-dimensional and he's just like visiting the worlds that he needs to assist?
He's basically Mr. Mixie Pixlick. Yeah, no. Like,
oh, yeah.
Also, he's Clint Howard. He's a tiny little Clint Howard.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's Clint Howard.
Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect.
Actually, so that means Clint appears in this episode and Ronnie does not. There's no
Opie.
There's no Ronnie Howard. There's no Opie in this episode. There hasn't been Opie in a while. Was he did he have chicken pox? Was he just going through puberty off screen?
This was a not cute couple of weeks for him. Yeah. But yeah, Adam, you did get to see, as a bonus of this episode, you got to see Clint Howard peak.
I really did
It's
enjoy
never getting better for Clint.
I enjoyed Leon a great deal. It came out of nowhere for me. There was no context. And I was actually hoping you would say, we don't know who that kid is either.
I know.
But big fan.
The first time he showed up, me and Marty lost our minds because we were like, why is a child in a cowboy hat rubbing a peanut butter and jelly sandwich all over this scene? Yeah. He was also much grosser. Like, he looked like he just had like lint and dog hair stuck to him all the time.
Kind of like a pig pen from Peanuts.
Yeah.
Somebody got to him with a wet wipe before this one.
Okay.
Yeah, classic Leon looked like if you just like thrown him at a wall, he would stick to it like flubber.
Yeah,
like one of those sticky hands that flops back down the wall that you get from a coin vending machine. Yeah. At Round Table Pizza.
Terrific.
Yeah,
awesome. Yeah, I really enjoyed Leon. No, it wasn't Leon's fault. He didn't ruin the tactic. It was the fellow with the pipe.
Yeah,
who was doing a lot of smoking.
That's
He's
true.
checking out the garb. And then I was thinking, oh yeah, you could smoke all over the place. And I thought that was a fun commentary on like, yeah, you could, but also it wasn't pleasant for everybody.
So there are three things that happen to blow Barney's cover. First is a man dressed like Wimpy from Popeye.
Eats 25 hamburgers.
And he's smoking a pipe as he's walking around the store. And he's like looking at the jacket that Barney is modeling.
Yeah.
Barney, by the way, looks like a wax figurine. He looks like he belongs in Madame Tussauds.
Agreed.
And he's smoking, and the smoke is going up in Barney's nose. And Barney has to like wait till no one is looking, and then he puts his like hand to his mouth and just goes, "Achoo!" And then he just freezes there. Then Leon comes and offers the sandwich. Oh, at some point in time, by the way, Barney does get to like get Andy's attention and go, "Oil can!" basically. Like, he basically does the Wizard of Oz. And then finally, two women show up and are just like, it's a question of whether they know it's Barney or a mannequin or not. But one of them goes, "Isn't that Barney Fife?" And the other one goes, "It looks like him, but the dummy's a lot better looking."
Yeah,
that was great. It's a question of like, are they just messing with him? They clearly know that it's Barney and are just like fucking with him, right?
Yeah, I think they have to. Well, I mean, I think suspension of disbelief. I think Barney was actually doing an excellent job, and they did believe that this was
blinked
a
in 45 minutes,
and they were just like going in on how this version was more handsome than the real Barney Fife. But who's to say? Maybe these little biddies, were the source of the gossip. Maybe they're the ones telling gossip about Myra Kuntz, maybe they're just kind of shady little ladies who are walking around spilling tea all over the place. So who's to say if they knew or not? But they were definitely going in on old Flexi Face.
Old Flexi Face. This bit is criminally underutilized. I could have done another 45 minutes of stuff happens while Barney has to not move. Like,
yeah. Right. Exactly. Yeah, I thought that would have been great.
And again, like, if we were going by normal logic and this was the episode, then yeah, you would have plenty of time to do that. But Barney has his cover blown immediately afterwards, and then he's like, "Okay, Andy, we gotta move. We gotta roll up on this." And he does, the thing that you are not supposed to do when you were trying to bust someone for shoplifting, which is go right up and call them out.
Which is blow their brains out before you ask that question.
He point blank executes her.
Yeah, that is the thing that you're not supposed to do. You're not supposed to punch the criminal's heart out before they appear before a jury.
It's the first thing in mall security guard school is that they tell you do not do any Mortal Kombat style finishing moves on the suspects.
No Kali Ma.
Yeah.
Say it with me. Say it with me, troops. No Kali Ma.
Yeah, so they finger her for the criminal, and I knew the whole time, of course, absolutely has to be this woman.
Yeah.
And then they check the bag, and of course, the only thing that's in the bag is the Bible, and so it can't be the woman, right? But then I just knew that the other shoe would drop, and I really liked the way that worked, but I was confused by it because of the gendered language that they use. So when they leave, Andy says, "I think there's our man now." And I was just confused, like, is this parlance? Is this like cops and robbers parlance?
Mm-hmm.
Because he was pointing at the same little lady.
Same lady, yeah.
I genuinely thought that they were about to do a thing where they take her wig off and it's a man. I thought that that's what he was, because as soon as he said, "There's our man now," I was like, are they about to fucking do this? Is
just
this
like that woman was not shot by Barney Fife, we dodged a bullet.
Yes.
I'm so happy
Yeah.
that was not the prestige.
Yeah, I thought they were going to do a whole Austin Powers thing.
So yeah, Andy drags Barney outside and starts giving him a lecture in policing and basically saying, never ever accuse somebody of shoplifting while they're in the store. They can just, you gotta wait till they get outside. By the way, like, this isn't true anymore, but like when I was a retail drone, and I was on this duty before, like literally if you think someone is shoplifting, your whole thing is just to annoy them. Like the whole thing is just walk around and just ask them if they need a bunch of things, because you can't actually confront them on anything. And honestly, like, hey kids, you can shoplift from Walmart. Like, you can just go and grab a TV and walk out. They can't really do anything.
What was your retail beat? Where did you work, Marty?
I was at Walmart for 5 years. Worked my way all the way up to department manager.
Hey, all right.
Yeah.
Did you at Walmart? Did you have that can opener that had the small umbrella on it?
I did not have any umbrella can opener. Can we talk about this prop? Why did it exist?
Yeah.
It was great. It was probably the best gag in the episode.
At that exact moment when they did that prop, Carrot Top was born. Like, that was
a curse.
Yeah,
a plague on your house. Yeah,
I
worked at Best Buy.
Like the Terminator.
I worked at Best Buy. I worked at Games and one of its competitors. So loss prevention is a thing, but they tell the employees that you can't do anything. There's nothing for you to do. Don't chase someone.
Did either of you guys steal from your stores?
I never did. I was tempted to because here we go. Here's the story. I was I was tempted to steal from Best Buy while I worked there in Berea, Ohio, a suburb outside of Cleveland in Cuyahoga County, because I wanted to buy some filthy anime. And I didn't want people to know. But I kept saying to myself, I get a discount. I get an employee discount, so just buy the anime. I did end up buying the anime. It was called Golden Boy. It's one of my favorite animes. It is filthy and perverse and wonderful, but I was so embarrassed to purchase it that I contemplated for a very long time stealing it and risking my employment. I didn't. I bought it like an honest man. Then I went home and fapped like a weeaboo.
All right, that's the episode title.
Yeah, 10 out of 10
cool.
For this.
All right, I did not steal porn from the Walmart that I worked at.
Coward!
I did.
If your story better end with you jerking off, or you might as well not even tell it.
Yeah,
I really wish that Adam hadn't gone first.
Guess what, Marty? My hand smells like chapstick. What does that mean?
No, we may never know as a society.
I did not steal porn from Walmart, but I did once accidentally buy weed on the job.
Whoa.
I didn't mean to buy weed, but I did buy weed.
Did it have a parental advisory sticker on it? Since that's what every adult product would get at Walmart. I'm guessing Walmart was not the retailer selling you.
Walmart was not the retailer in this. So I worked at a Walmart outside of a town called Ashland, Oregon, which is a hippie liberal arts town. It's a university town in the middle of like a sea of red. Anyway, So I'm working one night, and this hippie walks in wearing a pretty sharp, like, vintage corduroy jacket. That's, like, a little too small on him. But I do comment on it, because I was super into it. Like, that's a sweet jacket. And this dude, baked out of his mind, is like, yo, you should try this on, man. And he, like, immediately, he's just putting this jacket on me.
Okay.
And I'm like, it fits me pretty well. I'm like, I'm really liking this jacket. And, like, he's like, do you want it? Like, he actually offers to give me the jacket. I've never met this magical man before in my life. I'm not kidding you at all. And, like, he offers to just give me the jacket as just, like, a magical being. As long as I kept this little 8-ball patch. It was a patch, like a sew-on patch that was in the pocket. He's like, this is a lucky patch, you gotta keep it with it. And I was like, dude, okay, let me give you $10 for this jacket.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I mean, if you insist, right? So I go back, I go to my locker, I get my wallet, I give him $10, I put this away, and I'm like, okay, cool. I, like, told the loss prevention guy, I'm like, I know this is weird, but I'm not breaking any rules. And he goes, I don't care.
Yeah.
No, actually, the loss prevention guy was a dick. All loss prevention guys are training to be cops.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fuck them.
Sure.
Like, they think they're cops. So I went and I stuffed it back in my locker, right? I at the end of my shift, I come in, I put my jacket on, and I go to my car, and I reach in, and I'm like, there is not an ounce, there is a couple of grams of weed.
There's a kilo of weed.
There's just he just left me a pocket. So yeah, I accidentally, thinking I was buying a jacket, and my jacket came with bonus weed.
You were an unwilling mule for his drug trade.
Yeah,
I love that. It's not a loss prevention issue if you are adding to the inventory and you purchased something and brought it into Walmart. You didn't take it out. I think that's great. Did you smoke it?
Yeah, of course I did.
Do you remember how that went?
Kind of shitty weed.
Okay,
It wasn't great.
Right,
Like
it wasn't like lace.
I was going for that too. I thought he was gonna smoke wet weed. Yeah. I wouldn't have been surprised if he'd been like, by the way, a guy named Tony is gonna show up later and ask you some questions. Just give him whatever he wants.
Yeah, right. You're gonna want to tell Tony that you hid this bag up your ass.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Oh,
That's fun. That's a fun story.
And then
was that story modeled after an episode of the Andy Griffith Show?
Did you crank off after?
Oh yeah. Oh, right. And then I jacked off like a wee.
Yeah.
Listen, guy. Listen, man. I mean, me telling you that I smoked weed and jacked off to anime isn't a story. That was just college.
Oh, what college? Hold on. This is what I did before I got ready for tonight's show. I'm ready. I'm here. I had to make sure that my energy was up.
It's the breakfast of champions for podcasters.
Yeah, come on, please. I opened up I opened up Kazaa and I downloaded an episode of La Blue Girl, and here I am. I'm excited to be here.
I'm just saying, Adam, for some of us, it's not a special occasion
No.
that's worth telling a story about.
Do people listen to this podcast?
Yes.
Am I incriminated?
I mean,
Can I put this on LinkedIn?
not enough to be worried about.
Okay, so, God, this is all bonus
Fuck
material.
you. This stays in. You go to hell
All
if
right.
you edit this out. I will come to your house.
Yeah, if you put any of this content behind a paywall, you're fucking dead to me,
Yeah.
Marty.
Okay, I'm clearly outvoted. All right, fine. Where the fuck
I
were
don't
we?
even know.
Okay, we got to the part
Oh,
where
right.
look,
So-
Barney was being told the do's and don'ts of policing, especially
What
in
other
shoplifting.
crimes?
And then we got that really terrific moment where we get to see that this lady was strapped, that she had all kinds of jewels and such. She looked like the merchant from Resident Evil 4.
Wait,
Yes. Yes.
Adam, please explain the steps that are taken to this reveal.
Oh, yeah, the truly terrible steps. So, of course, Andy points out these are the things that you cannot do, Barney, and this is how you did it wrong. But I'm pretty sure that I know who our culprit is, and there he goes. And then they go and they encounter this woman again, the same woman from inside the store who only had a Bible within her bag. And immediately, Andy says, Barney, go get a bathroom scale. Yeah, because he's into that kinky stuff.
Yeah.
And Barney is incredulous and checks in, and then he goes and he gets a bathroom scale. And of course, at this time, Ben Weaver comes out and he's flabbergasted. He can't believe that we're giving this patron all this trouble a second time. And Barney,
right, she does threaten to sue.
She threatens to sue, which is classic and so American, and I actually really loved that. And Barney comes back with the scale, and they say, go ahead and step on the scale, which is nuts. All of this is nuts. She decides to oblige, with is also nuts. She steps on the scale, and that's when they notice that this woman weighs, I think, 163 pounds.
Yeah.
A lot of things happening here. One, they're weighing a stranger on the sidewalk.
And she agrees.
And she agrees to it.
Wait,
Two,
and she doesn't
they're
say...
body shaming her about her weight. I mean, like, I get it. Like, you're a detective, you're a cop, you're doing your job, but like, it's definitely shamey. We wouldn't do that. And then the thing that I would say is probably beyond the pale is when Andy takes his mitts and starts taking her coat off without her consent.
Yeah.
He is stripping this lady. And that's when we see that she is, in fact, the merchant from Resident Evil 4. And
Also,
she humps over and she says, "What are you buying?" And Leon, the kid, comes out and he buys a grenade launcher from the merchant.
Yeah, using Spanish doubloons.
That's right. Got a lot of good things on sale, stranger. That's for 2 people in your audience.
Listen, the people who have played Resident Evil 4 and the people that listen to our podcast are a circle. That Venn diagram overlaps perfectly.
That's right. So yeah, Andy stripped this lady, and I didn't like that.
It was a very so I used to shoplift a lot to feel alive. And one of the first rules of it is if anyone asks you to step on a scale, you say, go get the most confusing search warrant ever. Like,
that's a good retort.
Yeah. She could have just said, no, I'm super leaving. Goodbye. I
can't believe the woman from earlier in the scene with the mannequin didn't come back in the audience, and when she was being weighed, we didn't hear that lady say, "Would you look at that?"
Oh God, yeah, no, she could have just said, "Hey, I think there's a bunch of shit on you." Like he had to go through all these increasingly bizarre steps.
Although, for what it's worth, and I hate saying this, I was traveling recently. What Andy did to this woman was much like the TSA and the way that they treat people as they're preparing to travel on an aeroplane. So I guess this was kind of prescient, the whole being weighed and patted down and stripped and all that stuff.
Yeah. Also, we had zero rights, whatsoever. Like you had no recourse to that.
What I'm trying to say is this episode predicted 9/11.
Yes,
that's what I'm getting.
100%.
Oh, yeah. We'll just add that to the pile of episodes that have done so.
Yeah. Leon, you little scamp. I don't know what I was pointing him out for. I'm not sure what he's guilty of.
No. You've made your stance very clear that Clint Howard did 9/11. Like, you're on the books as having said that.
Every single time we take a moment where I think I've made you guys, I think I've made your podcast bad. It gets a lot worse. It dips further. So I feel solely responsible.
Our podcast always has a balance between chaos and order, and you have just gone my way on this.
Yeah, people kind of say that I'm the Joker of podcasts.
No one says that.
Yeah.
No one's ever said that.
If you want people to say that, we can start trying to make it happen.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I would appreciate that. Yeah,
we can tell all of our friends, everyone we know, hey, whenever you see Adam, like if he's doing a show or something, say, hey, that guy is the Joker of podcasts.
Some people really specify that I'm kind of like the Jared Leto Joker from podcasts.
You're a twisted podcaster.
Make sure that everyone, like, as we're walking on the street, it's just like, hey, check it out, there's Adam. He's the Joker of podcasts.
But you know why I do what I do? Society.
Yeah.
So
that explains the fact that we live in one. Yeah.
And also we live in one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've never stolen jewels, so I shouldn't be locked up. This lady does get locked up, and according to your extrapolation, Marty, she dies in prison.
Yeah.
I will say, I would like to point out that she stole Barney's gun, and she had a moment either of cowardice or of some I guess sympathy for her situation. She could have killed everybody in the station.
Yeah. So let's be clear here. So two things happened, by the way, that I want to talk about. Number one, how fucking psyched Barney gets that they're locking this woman away.
Oh yeah, he was really jazzed.
Yeah.
He was so happy. And
he gets in her face. He's like, "You piece of shit! Fuck you!"
There's a bit. So Barney goes, "Hey, how did you know it was her?" And Andy says, "Oh, well, I bumped into her earlier, and she clanked. Like I bumped into her, and like I hit this pan, and she clanked. And old ladies should never clank."
I love that line.
Yeah.
And then Barney, it's a great line, and then Barney ruins it.
Yeah.
Because then Barney jumps in like a fucking shitty hype man, going, like, what does he say? Unless they're going to the clink.
That's right. Yeah, it was a real hat on a hat situation.
Not a joke.
Yeah,
it's not a joke.
This actually really capitalizes on what you said, Marty, earlier about this being bad improv. Because we hit the beat. Oh, an old lady should never clank. That's funny. Ha ha ha. Would you look at that? And then of course we need to get we got to get the plus one, the one up, and we didn't need it. We didn't need it.
And I mean, here's the thing: this isn't live. They can edit it. They could have cut that line and chose not to. Like, it's one thing to do bad improv and then later be like, "Oh, that sucks," and cut it. That's everything I do on the show. Like that's my role here. I'm fully aware that I'm not the funnier one on the show, but I need you all to know I'm the reason this shit is funny.
Damn. Throw a lot of shit at the wall that doesn't stick.
I know that Dan's the funnier one of the two of us, but it's because of me.
Oh no, I think both of you guys. I think both your dicks smell like chapstick. I feel like everybody's doing an even contribution to the show.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot coming from the Joker of podcasting.
Thank you.
All right, so the stinger of this is, this woman steals Barney's gun and then does nothing.
Yeah,
that's right. She gives it up like, you got me.
Yeah, which, like, if you're going to steal a cop's gun, you kind of got to act with some urgency. Admittedly, I've never stolen a cop's gun, but I imagine that you're on an accelerated timeline.
Would have made a really dark conclusion to this episode if she stole his gun and killed herself in a cell.
I mean, you have to do something, and I too, let's go ahead and clear this up. I too have never stolen a cop's gun. But let's be clear, we've all thought about it.
100%.
Wow. Ever since I saw the movie Requiem for a Dream, I have anxious fear over, being close to a cop and looking at the gun and then imagining the opening scene. If you can remember the opening scene, I think it's on like Coney Island, and it's Jared Leto and I can't remember the name of the characters in the movie, but they were tossing the cop's gun back and forth. Scares me, terrifies me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting because ever since Requiem for a Dream, I have a strange fear and phobia of going ass to ass.
You got to get over it, man. Really got to get over it.
Crippling fear of sentient refrigerators. Never got over it.
Yeah.
All right.
Juice for
Tappy. Ratings.
What is that? Can you tell me what the measurement is so I do this?
Yes.
Right?
Andy's scale 1 to 10 for how good the episode was.
Like, how much did you actually enjoy watching this episode of television as a half hour of television? And then the Barney meter is broken, but as best as we can tell you, it's like, how much psychic damage did this do to America, this particular episode?
Okay, so in the Barney meter, high number is a lot of psychic damage.
Yeah. Both of them, one is the lowest, 10
right now, and this is for reference, the gold standard of the Barney meter is convincing America that being homeless is a choice. So that's a 10.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So take with that what you will.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are a number of sticking points. I would have gone with convincing America that prison labor is funny and cool. But that's also
okay.
Yeah, those have been some examples of 10s.
When we say that you got a good one, we're not fucking kidding, Adam.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm happy with my choice. Okay, who goes first?
Dan, you go first.
I'm gonna say, I think just for the cat and mouse game, I'm put it like a 7. I think it's solid. I have fun.
Yeah, on Andy meter, I'm gonna put it like it's a fun episode. I mean, it's not like laugh out loud. I've seen funnier episodes, but like I chuckled a few times, so I'm gonna put it at like an 8.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do exactly what you did, Marty. I didn't know what to expect going into this. I was surprised that I chuckled throughout. I rewound a scene and watched it 3 times.
Yeah.
And albeit that was not a scene that was written into the script, it was just a woman's reaction.
Still counts.
But I was having the reaction that she was having, and I have to give this an 8. I enjoyed myself.
All right. Barney meter. This is a little hard.
I mean, there's some gross cop stuff in there.
This is pretty much every episode.
I'm going to give it a 5. Let me just start here and say I'm going to give it
Okay.
a 5. It's the middle, namely because there's a lot of gross cop stuff, and, you know, this is just the name of the game. It's propaganda. So how many times can you measure that and say, you know, it is notable? Unfortunately, it's the premise. But I'm going to give it a 5, and all 5 points go to the joke about Myra Kuntz.
Yeah.
Because...
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, they keep doing that,
Yes.
by the way.
Yeah, and that was at the beginning. That was our bookend gag of the episode. So I would say 5 points psychic damage. Sounds like we're playing D&D.
Yeah.
5 points psychic damage because of the inherently misogynistic scuttlebutt against Myra Kuntz.
So I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna put it at a 4. And here's where I'm going with that.
This guy
Is
doesn't
that-
care about women.
Yeah. This guy fucking hates women.
Here's where I'm going with that.
Marty
Is that
loves
the
slut shaming.
Please name that
What?
the episode.
What? Wait, hang on a second.
Ooh, Marty loves slut shaming.
Is this a bit
Yeah.
now?
This guy's all about it.
Like last week, you said that like my ratings meant I supported the Vietnam
Yeah.
War. So is this a bit now? That
I
every
am
rating...
going to bring it up again that the Vietnam War was happening during this episode and they said nothing. So
anyway,
I think that
what I was
should
going
add
to
something
say-
to it.
Sure.
What I was gonna say is that like I'm gonna put it like a 3 for overall damage to society
General damage.
that we live in,
Yeah.
like contribution to jokerification, whatever. But I'm gonna give another point to specific psychic damage to me, to me personally, because that Myra Kuntz joke, that bit, made me so. I don't think it hurt society in general. It just made me feel gross.
It was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know
So-
that there's a Myra Kuntz somewhere in the world, and everybody was watching the Andy Griffith Show, and there was a Myra Kuntz whose life got a little worse.
And
after
her
that
name was
episode.
Myra Kuntz, so it already wasn't great to begin with.
Unfair.
I
Sorry, Myra.
I want to scream more about the Myra Kuntz thing, but there's really nothing to say
There's
about
nothing
it.
to it.
That's you just
They never got to it.
yeah, you just have to acknowledge that it happened and that it was weird and gross.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think because I talked shit on Marty, I have to say it's 5 now, just because I don't want to be in the same
Back
boat as
yourself
him.
into
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, and
okay.
also I really
Hey-
can't emphasize enough the Vietnam War was happening during this episode, and they did not speak out in any way.
I do have to get to something, by the way. Barney, before he goes out on patrol, he makes a phone call. Are we clear?
Oh,
Are we
yeah.
clear? Are we clear that the phone call is to Thelma Lou?
Yes.
Oh, I completely glazed over that.
I-
I'm so sorry because that scene was really funny, and I liked when he said, "You were the only one I ever gave a hoot for."
Oh.
If I don't survive this anyway, I'll see you tomorrow. I thought that was great.
Can I give you some fun context for that, Adam?
Oh, hang on,
Yeah,
Dan.
please.
Let me explain the scene
Yeah.
to the listeners. I mean, Adam pretty much did it, but right before the Andy or Barney goes out on patrol, he's on a phone call with I think Thelma Lou. Did
Yeah,
they
it's Thelma
confirm that
Lou.
It's Thelma Lou. Okay, and he's saying, "Listen, I can't make our date tonight. I've got a dangerous thing to do. I got to go out on patrol and do a sting. This might get heavy if I don't come back. You got to know that you're the only one I ever gave a hoot for."
Yeah.
Okay, see you tomorrow. We'll go to the movies.
Love it.
Okay, so fun context around that monologue is Thelma Lou is his long-term girlfriend, who he cheats on constantly. Just left, right, and center.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So just
Okay, so maybe there's some dramatic irony here that they were trading stories about Myra Kuntz, but really, maybe he's the person who's getting gossiped on.
Also, like, again, imagine being Thelma Lou and you hear that line, "You were the only one I ever gave a hoot for," and you're on the other end going, "I fucking hope so. we've been together for 5 years.
Does she know that he's hooting other women?
Unclear, but probably
Debatable.
not.
Okay, got it.
No, I kind of was it when he says like you're the only one I ever gave a hoot about. I'll kind of read it as like, everybody else in my life, fuck them.
Okay. So honestly, this is kind of a Drake confession. This is like, yes, I think Thelma Lou, you do know that I sleep around, but you're the only one. You're the one.
Yeah.
Right. I have side chicks and I have Thelma Lou.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But...
All right. You know what? Great. So I'm saying that Barney Fife is Drake.
Yes, exactly. The comparisons are apt.
Great scene.
I think that's as good a spot as any to end this.
The next episode does talk about Barney Fife's secret kid.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, Barney Fife gets into a rap beef with, let's say Floyd.
Yeah.
That's
and
right.
Floyd the barber does investigative reporting and finds his secrets.
Ben Weaver was ghostwriting for Barney Fife the entire time.
You were hiding.
Before we do go out, can we all make a suggestion? What is it that people are saying about Myra Kuntz?
Ooh, I like that.
I mean, okay, so the things they say is, well, you know what Myra Kuntz did, and they start to tell the story, be like, so you know that guy that came to town, and then they get cut
From
off.
Chattanooga.
Yeah.
Well, Marty is holding a stick of chapstick and applying it directly to his chapped lips.
In a very seductive manner.
Yeah.
That I don't think was called for.
What scent is that chapstick? Dick.
Dick. It would be classic spear dick.
This says says bawdy T-shirt. It says bawdy graphic T-shirt.
As we all know, Marty gets all of his chapstick from Spencer's Gifts.
Damn it! I was about to say Spencer's Gifts. It's specially flavored Spencer's Gifts.
That's
God
really
damn
funny.
it! All right. What do I think Myra Kuntz did?
Yeah.
She killed that dude, right?
She killed the guy from Chattanooga.
She killed that guy from Chattanooga.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and the cops in town were just discussing it like gossip. Like, funny. Like,
yeah,
she straight up murdered that dude.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's that she can vote. I think people are telling stories. They're like, can you believe this shit? She met this guy who planted all these secrets and told her that she's got rights, and she's out here saying she can vote. Can you believe it? Yeah, that's what I think.
I'm going to give the boring answer and say over the pants hand stuff in a movie theater.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I'm just
but of course, the movie at the
middle.
time, I don't know what time it's supposed to be. It seems like it's kind of like the 40s or something. I don't know.
No, it is contemporary. Even though everything seems like it's in the Great Depression, it takes place in 1963.
What I was going to say is, like, you haven't lived until you got a dry hand job watching a train coming toward a movie screen. That's really the thrill of life.
There's so many good episode titles.
Oh man, that rocket is straight in the moon. You know what?
I'm sorry. I can't not imagine a guy getting a head job during the train coming towards you movie. Just everybody is running out of the way.
Well, I once got a...
Anyway.
Hey, Dan.
That guy from Chattanooga got a handy watching a train coming toward him in a movie theater, and then he went home and he fapped like a weirdo.
Okay, Marty, do you want to tell your?
I mean, listen. I actually did get a hand job during a screening of the 1931 Dracula with Bela Lugosi.
Okay.
Which I pointed out in a bar, much to the amusement of the bartenders, that is a silent movie, and everyone heard all of it.
That's really funny.
Like, listen, I told this girl I was seeing that I was gonna go to see this. It was like Halloween, and I was like, it is an old movie. You might be bored, and like. It was really weird because I was in this weird bit where like we were making out in the back of the theater, but I was also like, I want to watch this.
That's really funny.
So
that's a teenager's conundrum.
This sounds like the
but I was like 24.
This is the cold open for a different podcast.
Yeah.
Anyway, I straight up warned her, like, you might be bored in this. And she was like, I won't be bored. And then she was like, I'm bored, so I'm going to give this guy a handy.
Hysterical. Well, there you go. There's your secret, folks. If you're trying to get lucky in a movie theater, you got to take your dame to see Metropolis.
Oh, yeah. That's a classic move.
Yeah. I'm kind of the pickup artist of podcasts.
Yeah. He's
what people
the
say.
pickup artist Joker of podcasts.
People kind of say that I'm the Hitch of podcasts.
Yeah, no, we should have mentioned up top that you are dressed like Mystery for this entire recording.
Yeah, I want to know. I do want to know how you got your headphones over the fuzzy top hat.
Well, I gotta wear the hat so my wig doesn't fly off. I tell you.
If we could just get through one part of this podcast without you doing close-up magic, I'd really appreciate it.
You can't see, but I'm actually levitating off the floor, which I should really rethink where my webcam is positioned.
I think, wait, if you merge the pickup artist of podcasts and the Joker of podcasts, you've just basically invented... Damn it! Fuck you!
That's what you get! That's what you get for doing this! That's what you get for doing the Spencer's Gifts, motherfucker!
I'll take it. People kind of say that I'm the mind freak of podcasts, and I appreciate you guys having me on your fine podcast. This was a delight.
Oh, God, where the fuck can people find you? You know what? No, fuck you, Adam. You don't get to plug anything. You've given up the rights to plug shit.
That's fine. That's for the better of everyone. You can find me on Instagram. If you follow, this is where I will huck my wares. You can find me on Instagram as flirt_Vonnegut, as in Kurt, but flirt Vonnegut. That is my stage name, my nom de plume when I'm performing in burlesque, cabaret, and drag shows in Philadelphia. I don't know when the show comes out, when your episodes come out, but I've got
probably a week from now.
Right.
I'm not going to drop it on Thanksgiving, so probably next week.
Why not? Gobble gobble, baby. I've got a show called Get You a Babe Who Could Do Both on December 3rd. It is at National Liberty Museum. It is a show that takes burlesque performers who have incredible interests and hobbies and skill sets, and we invite them to give a TEDx talk. And they deliver this wonderful educational talk, and then in the second half, the very same performers strip their clothes off and do a little tease. It's a terrific show. I love it so much.
I love this show.
I love this show.
Thank you, Marty. Get You a Babe Who Could Do Both is the brainchild of me and my fiance, Honeytree Evil Eye, and our next show, December 3rd at National Liberty Museum. Come see me.
Hell yeah.
As always, you can find us on the internet. We are on Twitter at Break Mayberry. I'm at Schneid Remarks. That's SCHNEID Remarks. By this point, my fiance Sarah and I are working on a Twitch channel together where we build Lego sets together and talk about interesting things. Our Twitch channel, which I set up today, is Brick Smarties. Twitch.tv/Brick Smarties.
Oh, thanks for the follow. I saw Brick Smarties follow me on Twitch. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes. It doesn't exist yet, but we'll be streaming by the time this episode's out, we'll be streaming regularly, hopefully. Building Legos and talking about interesting stuff.
Wait, hold on. My brick smells like chapstick.
God bless that kid's t-shirt. He's giving us a lot of mileage.
I can't let go of that joke. It's really
so
good.
So much work on the internet. I'm at Schneid Remarks. That's SCHNEID Remarks. Instagram, Breaking Mayberry. Our Facebook group is Breaking Mayberry Fans. Join, check out. Patreon.com/Breaking Mayberry. Special thanks to our newest patron, Catherine, or Skitch, for joining this week. Skitch, please make your way to the Discord. And if you want to support us, Skitch has access to bonus episodes or episodes that are director's cuts. Also join our Patreon and other levels. You can choose things for us to watch when we will torture ourselves and sometimes Adam and other guests with bonus material. So yeah, patreon.com/Breaking Mayberry to support us with your money dollars. And if you want to support us without your money dollars, understandable, leave us a rating or review on the podcast catcher of your choice. I think that's all the gibberish I gotta say here. Like and subscribe, blah, blah, blah.
Are you guys exclusive on Spotify yet?
We're not exclusive on Spotify.
You haven't sold
Rogan edged us out by like this much.
It was...
All right, I don't need to end this episode talking about Rogan edging.
Fuck, good night, everyone. We'll see you all down at the fishing hole.
Boom,
Boom.